Hi everyone, welcome to Perspective 1111. My name is Nikki and this is a Twinflame divine soulmate reading for new moon Gemini. Woohoo! New moon in Gemini, pushing things forward, bringing in new beginnings for everybody. What's it bringing for you? Is it bringing something communicative to do with family, to do with work, to do with your love life? Is it bringing a new way of thinking? Is it bringing, because communication comes in so many forms. Communication with other people, it can be communication within yourself. It can be, there is definitely a twin telepathy that is further opening for people. And this is experienced through the heart, okay? Twin telepathy is experienced through the heart. You are the same energy as your twin. So as your inner energies align and integrate, your other energy, the one that you are not so consciously aware of, is the same energy of your twin. May manifest differently, right? And it's going to be experienced differently based on the perception and the experience you're having within your reality. But the baseline, the underlying energy, what is driving, right? What is driving or what is struggling, the energy that is creating a struggle or a drive or a belief or whatever is going to be the same. All right? So, we're going to pull for a group of twins within the collective. Take a look at the divine masculine and the divine feminine energy. See what's going on. So it is a general reading for a group within the collective, so it's not going to resonate with everybody. So take what resonates, leave the rest. There may even be something, if you're not resonating with the whole situation, there may be one thing in this situation where you're like, oh, I can associate to that, because groups, they overlap, right? They overlap. There may be one energy or one frequency difference between something going on in one group of twins and something going on in another group of twins. And so there may be an energy or an understanding that you can take from any reading that you look at. You know, if the whole storyline or whatever isn't matching, usually if you click on a video, you've clicked on it for a reason. Your higher self or your spirit guides, the like attract like energy of the way this universe works, it brought you somewhere for a reason, okay? So overall theme here right away popped out. The end of a tough cycle approaches. Full moon in Capricorn. So this can literally be some kind of tower moments are coming up for some people. Okay. Something that maybe you have been struggling with that you get some clarity on, or you find a way forward, which usually involves the letting go of something, right? A realization or a clearer understanding of something, which tends to usually come with some kind of change. This can be literally clearing out the end of a karmic cycle. This can be a mental struggle you've been in. It can be a physical struggle you've been in. It could be a financial struggle you've been in. Either way, it's good news. The end of a tough cycle approaches. It's going to be a little bit of a rocky period, perhaps, but the bigger picture is it's good news. Because if it's the end of a cycle that's approaching, That means that you're going to go through some rough times, but then it's going to be done, right? It's going to be done. It's gone. Finished. Over. Right? Over. Conclusion. Conclusion. And conclusion is always, always, always awesome. Right? No matter what. So if I can ask you guys to take a second and hit like. Help me get my videos seen. I would really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. From the bottom of my heart. So divine masculine energy for this group of twins, please, Spirit. Divine masculine energy for this group of twins. Divine masculine energy for this group of twins, please. So let's see what this tough cycle might be regarding here. And we have listening. This can be opening up to your inner guidance. Being able to understand with a little bit more clarity your soul path or your direction. Being able to really hear the inner voice of yourself after the end of a period where perhaps you haven't been able to. Or this could mean some struggle coming up with this, which is ending a cycle of struggle in some way, shape, or form. Let's see what else. What else do we have for the divine masculine energy, please? For the divine masculine energy, please, Spirit. And then we have make a plan. So this can literally be getting in touch with your inner guidance and understanding it, seeing it. This can also be listening to other people. And you may need to make a plan. This can be a good thing or a bad thing. This may be even bad advice that you've been having and trying to make a plan to change something. Or it could be good advice that you've been getting and taking somebody's advice and making a plan on something here. But the divine masculine energy has something to do with really listening in some way, or needs to listen and make some sort of plan, some sort of action, obviously, that needs to be taken here, or a dream that needs to be followed, path that needs to be shown, something in that kind of regard. So let's see what comes up for the divine feminine side. For the divine feminine energy, please. Overall energy for the divine feminine, please. Overall energy for the Divine Feminine, please. And we have caring connections and 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. So there could be some kind of enlightenment that comes in regards to a possible partnership or soulmate. This could be a romantic. This could be a romantic interest in some way here. This can also refer to any other kind of relationship where there's care and love. This can also be caring for yourself. But some kind of enlightenment, some kind of understanding or clarity that either you have been searching for or have recently come into the awareness of. And here, look at this. These numbers mirror each other here, 14 and 41. And combined, 144 and 144 is the unconditional light code. Unconditional light code. Unconditional love light code. Together, they are a 10, which is a 1, a new beginning. Separately, they are 2 5s, both representing change. So some kind of change and a caring connection, and some kind of change to do with the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra, right? The awakening energies coming in, bringing in more clarity, more understanding, leveling up in the ascension process here in some way, possibly. To do with a caring connection. This could even be self-love, leveling up in your self-love. And this 7th chakra here, the crown opening in the Divine Feminine energy, I'm really feeling is connected to this listening in the Divine Masculine energy. So this new level up in the awareness of the Divine Feminine energy reaching through to the Divine Masculine energy, which is at a lower vibration within, and hearing this guidance, hearing this enlightenment, more of the energy coming through, now reaching the Divine Masculine. Some clarity and understanding to be able to make a plan in the Divine Masculine energy. Because these energies are in both, right? It's just one is going to experience through one side more prominently than the other. So I really feel this listening is a result of this 7th chakra activity coming, more of the awakening energy coming through here in this group of twins. That's really awesome. Let's see if we can find out what's going on. What this listening and make a plan has to do with here. Yeah, the Fool, some kind of new path, new direction, a leap of faith here. A leap of faith is coming in the divine masculine energy. In regards to something that, needed healing, something that has been healing to do with work situation or finance in some way, or to do with feeling like you're left out, feeling like you're on the outs. This is a card of recovery, Five of Pentacles, right? It's feeling left out. It's hand in hat, asking for help and assistance, not being afraid to. Here, it's a card of recovery, of physical recovery in some way. So that means that it's a recovery in health, or a recovery in a physical relationship, or a recovery in finances, right? Because up to Five of Pentacles is like poverty, lack mentality, to do with finances or to do with material abundance here. So this is like listening to your guidance. So the divine masculine energy here is going to be listening to some sort of possible advice or some inner guidance here in order to make a plan on a new direction or taking a leap of faith. Could be changing a job, could be making a plan in regards to a relationship, could be making a plan in regards to health, but something that has been healing. There has been some healing here. Something that the divine masculine energy has been resilient in fighting, has been resilient in working towards, right? Has been resilient in trying to create and manifest something. So this, I'm thinking, this is the end of this tough cycle. Something to do with finances or health or material abundance in some way. There's a new path opening up, a new direction, a leap of faith that's going to be taken. Or this could just be freeing you. That's something that you are going to either hear about or receive guidance on in some way, whether it's internal or from somebody else that's going to help you make a plan and free you, free your spirit and heal some kind of lack of abundance or health or wealth or material well-being, or some kind of family situation. It may require a leap of faith. It may require you to jump off a cliff. But I really feel this is Nine of Wands. See, this is where the end of a tough cycle approaches, comes in. It's not quite a 10 yet, right? It's not quite a 10. So there is going to be a struggle in doing this, some sort of struggle in doing this. It's not going to be an easy leap. That's why I said you might have to jump off a cliff. You might have to take a blind leap. But you're going to do it following some sort of guidance, following some sort of advice, with a plan in mind. That's awesome. So let's see what's going on with the divine feminine here. in regards to caring connections and 7th chakra. So this is some kind of clarity or understanding here that's coming in regards to caring connections. So this can be self-love, this can be a romantic connection, this can be a family connection. The card with the man's arms around the woman holding the flowers does indicate more of a romantic gesture, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. This could just be something that you lovingly care about, that you lovingly embrace. It could even be a job, a relationship between a job with a job, you know what I mean? A job that you really care about, that you have a lot of, that you are feel really connected to doing and really care about. That's aligned with the heart, right? Anything that's aligned with the heart is a caring connection. Knight of Pentacles. So whatever, okay, well, there we go. 2 of Cups. Seven of Cups. Choices. This could be where this blind leap comes in. The divine feminine energy having lots of choices, possibly being confused here. There may be some confusion in regards to what is going to move forward, a possible partnership or a connection or relationship here, and needing or seeking enlightenment of some sort, needing some kind of clarity or understanding on it, searching for some kind of clarity or understanding with the 7 of Cups even. 7 of Cups can also be a card of illusions, right? Because you don't know what's in any of these cups. And because there's so many of them, right? Which way do I go? All of these choices, all of these directions here, and I don't know what's the right way here. I don't know what's the right way. How do I get this relationship or partnership to move forward? I'm sitting here, I can touch it, I can see it, I can taste it, I can feel it. And I can't get it to move. I can't get it to move forward. I'm confused. And then we have the awakening energy here with the caring connection. And then in your masculine energy, so your masculine counterpart possibly receiving this new enlightenment. So something is going to clear up here. There's going to be some kind of clarity or understanding that comes in for the feminine in regards to why something has been stagnant, or in regards to a direction or an understanding. And the divine masculine here in this group of twins, whatever he has been struggling with in his reality may have to do with material wealth or a job situation, or it could have been trying to manifest a particular place to live or a particular style of living, particular status or something. 5 of Pentacles is also a card about not being afraid to ask for help. And with the 9 of Wands here, this guy's down on one knee, right? It's almost like, you know, I've been resilient. Like, I need some help now. I need some help. And getting this guidance. this could be the divine masculine even giving into the inner guidance. I give up, right? I'm hearing what you're telling me here. I'm feeling what you're telling me here. What you have been telling me that I have possibly been either resisting or avoiding, been resilient in trying to protect something here, but it's brought nothing but lack. Five of Pentacles is a card of lack, but also lack and recovery from as well. What else can we find out here with this divine masculine energy? Queen of Swords. So this, like I said, this is this clarity coming in, translating through in the energy and judgment here. So truth, gaining some sort of truth here, being able to discern the truth, becoming clear on something, some kind of understanding is coming in here for this divine masculine in his heart space, to do with the Empress. Something that is going to be more loving towards the self here. Something that's going to bring in more self-empowerment. That is going to be more aligned with the truth. The truth of the heart space here. This is the heart space. So being able to discern a new direction, a new path, a leap of faith. The truth about something that has been resilient, that hasn't left him alone mentally here. Something that was plaguing his thoughts, that was being resilient. So this is him listening to his heart here. This enlightenment that's coming in through the divine feminine energy of the twins. So the divine masculine in this connection here, starting to listen to his inner guidance. This is his inner guidance here. This judgment and Queen of Swords is sitting in his heart space. And this is where we discern from. We discern from our heart energy. That's where our truth lies. The truth of who we are, the truth of what we want, the truth of what we desire. That's why doing things that are aligned with the heart space always turn out to be the better choice. May not be the easiest choice to make initially, but it always turns out to be the better choice, the more abundant choice, the more fulfilling choice, the happier choice. And this divine masculine here is starting to hear his heart. That's what this is, starting to hear his heart. His mental energy is going to require a leap of faith, and he may be a little resilient, even a little resistant to this change. But this is going to change his physical reality here. This is, and he may need some help in doing that. That might be what this plan is about. What else can you tell us about the divine feminine energy here, please? The Nine of Wands also indicates some healing still. Something that is healing or needs a little bit of healing in order for this to possibly manifest. So something is healing in the mind, in the mental energy, right? In the ego energy here. Something is healing or may need healing. We'll find out when we get to the blocks, the fears. What else can you tell us, Spirit, for the divine feminine? Okay. Wheel of Fortune fell out here. So this is something aligned with the destiny here. This stagnation has been aligned with the Wheel of Fortune, has been aligned with divine timing. So this clarity, this understanding here, in regards to something you were confused about, regarding a connection, something that's been stagnant, that hasn't had much movement in it. It's been connected to the Wheel of Fortune here, divine timing. And this is sitting in the heart space of the divine feminine now. That's awesome. Divine timing sitting in the heart space of divine feminine. Divine feminine could be really coming into her power, triggering the divine masculine in this connection here. Especially since now he is starting to hear some sort of guidance, some sort of whispering in his ear about who this divine feminine is to him. Starting to rise up to meet her here in the heart space. See this? Discerning the truth in regards to the divine feminine. And wanting to rise here. Needing strength. Needing strength while waiting for this divine timing. Needing some sort of courage here too in regards to this partnership or connection here that has been confusing and stagnant. That seems to be pretty stuck. And here comes the World card. This is this cycle, right? This is this cycle coming to an end here. So needing some strength and courage in regards to the end of this cycle, waiting for divine timing. So you could still be waiting for divine timing, and this is why you need some strength and some courage while this cycle comes to a close, comes to an end here. There is some clarity and understanding coming through in regards to this, and it is reaching down to the divine masculine energy, which is going to be making a plan to rise, making a plan to rise to some degree here. Starting to see the truth and discern a new path, a new direction. So let's see what is shifting here. What is shifting in the divine masculine energy, Spirit, please? What is shifting? What is changing in the divine masculine energy? What is shifting or healing? What is shifting or healing in the divine masculine energy, please? Page of Wands. Yeah. Perspective related to intuition, related to inspiration and intuition, inspired energy here, creative energy. A new perspective, a new creative, a new creating a new idea or thought here in regards to something that is true to the heart. that is going to require some sort of leap of faith and some sort of resiliency as something changes here in the reality. And this is connected to the divine feminine energy, okay? So the divine masculine energy here really gaining some sort of insight or understanding or clarity from the divine feminine, from this energy coming in through the divine feminine energy. So the divine masculine archetype here in this group of twins, this perspective and intuition here, the subconscious energy underneath that is related to some sort of union, some sort of confusion that he has been in here in regards to this new path, requiring divine timing, requiring this enlightenment to come in. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And what about the divine feminine here? The divine feminine here, what is shifting? What is healing? What is changing in the divine feminine energy here, please? And we had 3 pop out. Okay, so 4 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, and Queen of Swords. Wow, look at that, guys. That's freaking amazing, okay? What is shifting? What is healing? What is changing? In the divine feminine energy, we have the Queen of Swords, the same energy that is in the heart of the divine masculine, and the 5 of Pentacles, the same energy that is in the mental of the divine masculine here in this pair, in this set of twins. So you've got what is changing is the truth, is discernment, being able to discern something to do with the material world, to do with something that you have been feeling on the outside with, something you've been feeling a lack of something. 5 of Pentacles is like a lack of money, a lack of material wealth, a lack of well-being, a lack of health, a lack of relationship, right? It's wounded, but it's a card of recovery as well. It's a 5. It's an opportunity for change. It's gaining assistance or getting assistance, some kind of support here. And this is the support of spirit coming through with this 7th chakra activity, right? This is knowledge and understanding, the 7th chakra. So some kind of recovery coming in to do with the truth, something that you're going to be able to discern and come to some kind of clarity or understanding. And this has to do with 4 of Pentacles. So this has to do with something in your foundation, something in your stability, something that you are possibly protecting your heart with, okay? Or something that you thought was stable and grounded, was a base for something, and something about it needs to change. There's going to be some kind of truth or discernment coming in regards to your foundation, your security. This can be in regards to a family situation. It can be in regards to where you live. It can be in regards to the job you have, the way you make money. It can also be in regards to the way you view relationship even, or something of that sort. So something in the very foundation of your world here, divine feminine, or something you have just been holding on to, something you have been believing was the right thing that may not be the right thing, or something about it maybe need to be viewed a little bit differently or understood a little bit differently. This is the way I'm perceiving this is this has been a struggle. Divine Feminine, you have struggled to create your financial abundance, your security, your foundation, right? Your very foundation. You have been struggling to create that, not knowing what choices to make, what's the right choice, in consideration of a relationship, of a partnership, not knowing what bricks to put down initially to build a good solid foundation here. Haven't been able to really get something off the ground, or that has been affecting a relationship in some way, or the relationship has been affecting you being able to create a solid foundation. That could be it too. But the Divine Masculine energy here, this is your action-oriented energy that is underneath in your subconscious, gaining some inspiration and passion and some higher perspective, higher understanding here, gaining truth and clarity to do with what is going to be more loving for yourself. And so the divine counterpart, the divine masculine archetype here in this situation, whatever situation this is for him, something in his material world changing, something he he is realizing here, some kind of communication that is going to come in, that he is going to listen to, that he is going to take heed and make a plan about. And this has been something that he maybe has been struggling with to do with a partnership as well. Something he's been confused about under the surface. Something he has been thinking about and questioning himself. What are the external influences? What are the external factors here in this situation? There is still a higher perspective needed in the divine masculine energy, okay? The heart is discerning the truth and receiving the truth in regards to something that's more fulfilling and loving of self here. That's something that's more powerful. But there's still a higher perspective needed. And I think it's got to do with this Nine of Wands, this healing that's required here. What's the external influence? And this healing that's required might be a perception, only because it's sitting in the mental energy of the divine masculine energy. What's the external influence here, please? External influence here, please, Spirit. External influence for divine masculine. What's the external? Thank you. Okay, we have shadow work and patience. Shadow work and patience. So the divine masculine here has been seeing his shadow, has been really seeing the sides of himself he doesn't really like. He could be revisiting the ways he treated the divine feminine. He could be revisiting the way he thought about things, the way he perceived things or understood things. Here, what's the external influence in the divine feminine energy, please? What's the external influence for the divine feminine energy here, please? So this is about seeing the divine masculine shadow side, and needing some patience here for this cycle to come to a close. So something in the divine masculine side still needs to be seen. The external influence for divine feminine, we have muse, understanding, and then bound flew out as well. So some kind of addictive pattern or karmic cycle here. Receiving some sort of, being inspired to find the truth, or being inspired to understand something here. Being inspired to gain some clarity and insight in regards to a pattern, a negative pattern or program or belief that you've been holding on to here. The divine feminine energy has been holding on to it. Something that, no, this is clarity about a pattern that is possibly healing within the divine masculine energy here. Okay? Some kind of codependent behavior here. So if you're the divine feminine archetype here, I'm feeling that there is some kind of pattern or codependent or karmic situation, pattern, program, addictive behavior, codependency, toxic way of thinking, being, that is in your masculine energy. And if you are a divine masculine archetype, there is some kind of codependency or addiction or toxic thought pattern that you have been or are or will be, because it's right here in the heart space for this month coming up, the Gemini new moon, receiving some kind of truth and understanding, some kind of clarity in regards to this, forcing you to face something about yourself you don't like here and needing patience to work through it. And the divine feminine here, the divine feminine archetype, has been receiving some kind of clarity or understanding here, being inspired to look for some kind of pattern or program, or needing inspiration and understanding. This is the external influence here, the seventh chakra energy coming in, all right? This is the external influence. So this is the cosmic energy coming in, spirit energy coming in, the higher self pushing up to bring in some kind of understanding or clarity, to inspire in regards to some kind of negative thought pattern or something that is in your divine masculine energy. So the divine masculine archetype, this is something that is conscious to you. You are conscious of this and being forced to face your shadow self. The divine feminine here is being inspired to understand a pattern that's been in the subconscious, that's been in the subconscious, the unconscious energy in her divine masculine half of her energy. Okay? So let's see if we can find out what the actual block is about. What is blocking the union of these two energies, please, Spirit? What is blocking the union of these two energies? And in these two energies, please. fear. So there is a fear here that is creating some sort of addictive behavior or way of thinking, perhaps. Something that is creating some sort of codependency or addictive behavior or pattern. What is this fear? What else can you tell us about this fear, please, Spirit? What else can you tell us about this fear, please? What else can you tell us about this fear blocking this connection? Prayer. There can be literally a fear of awakening here, a fear of enlightenment, a fear of the truth here. There literally could be a fear of the truth here, guys. And that's not unheard of at all, okay? In past lives, sometimes you can make vows of communication vows, right? You can be persecuted and prosecuted and beaten and in many cases killed in past lives for the expression of anything spiritual, for the use of any kind of herbal medicine. It was all considered, you know, magic and demon work back then. And being spiritual or being some kind of herbalist or alchemist, even the Knights Templar, like, I mean, believe that was their belief, right? Their beliefs. They fought for their religious beliefs and being killed for these things. And you can literally carry that energy with you and develop a fear of spirit communication, a fear of your gifts, a fear of enlightenment, a fear of awakening. Is there anything else you can tell us about this fear, please, Spirit? We have the Empress in reverse. So this is a fear of something that is loving to yourself, fear of the feminine power. The feminine power is your intuition, right? That's your intuitive, nurturing energy here. Is there anything else you can tell us about this fear, please, Spirit, for this block? Anything else you can tell us about this fear, this block? And King of Cups. Okay, so King of Cups, and you may have noticed we've gone from night to day. Okay. I pulled King of Cups last night, and right as I was putting the card down, I heard my son coming in the front door, and he started hacking and coughing, and then his girlfriend started talking. I paused the video. And then a couple other people came in behind them, and they wanted to make food. And so anyways, I took a rest and I fell asleep. So woke up at like 2 a.m. I was going to scrap the entire reading and start from scratch. And I was clearly told no, absolutely not. This block is apparently significant for several groups of twins. Several. Like I'm getting like not one or two, but a significant group. Okay, across a few different groups. So King of Cups. Let's get back to that. King of Cups is a very loving, masculine energy. Okay, extremely loving, has a shitload of love, a shitload of emotions, but very balanced in his emotions in the sense that he can control them very, very well. He decides when he's going to hand out his love. He decides when he's going to accept love. He is a card of control, emotional control. Okay? So this block here, we have fear with prayer. This is a solar plexus card. All right? Yellow represents your power, your personal power, your personal power center, right? And with prayer on it here, this can be a fear of prayer not being answered. This can be a fear of not feeling you are powerful enough to manifest something. Okay? The way I am perceiving this, and this is what I'm hearing, there is something in the divine masculine energy, because it's King of Cups, masculine energy. So this would be divine feminine archetypes. For you, this would be a blockage within your inner masculine that is trying to control something, which creates some self-worth issues, which creates some self-doubt, which so from your perspective here, from the divine feminine archetype's perspective for this group of twins, a fear of your prayers not being answered, a fear that you're not going to be powerful enough to manifest this, a fear that your masculine is not going to see your worth, a fear that your masculine is not going to recognize you or your worth or the feminine energy, a fear that your masculine is not going to accept the feminine energy. The Empress is the embodiment of the divine feminine, right? She is the embodiment of the divine feminine in its entirety, okay? She is the high priestess with the Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. She is the divine feminine, and she is in reverse. So a fear that your prayers aren't going to be answered. It could even be a fear that your spirituality is not going to come in its entirety, in the sense that this could be manifesting, if you're a divine feminine archetype, as maybe not recognizing your gifts, or feeling like your gifts are never going to come in, because they probably have, or some of them have, and you just aren't aware of them. And that could be because you expect them to look a certain way, or sound a certain way, or feel a certain way, and so you're missing your guidance, or you're missing, probably not missing your guidance, because you're probably following your guidance. We do our whole lives without even knowing it, or being aware of it. So you're probably just missing the awareness part of it, and that could be because you expect it to look a certain way, or to sound a certain way, or to feel a certain way, and it's not. It's so releasing the expectations on that, if this is the case for you. But this could just simply be feeling like you don't have the power to manifest this, a fear that you're not going to manifest your prayer, okay? That you're not going to be powerful enough. And a fear that your divine masculine is not going to recognize your worth here with the Empress in reverse. Looking at it from this side here, the divine masculine archetype would be struggling with this love he's feeling in his heart, struggling and trying to figure out what this is, what this means, and exerting control. And this is what I was saying here. This is in the mental energy of the divine masculine, right? A resilient, a new path opening up, listening, guidance, right? Listening, guidance, intuition, advice, a new path opening up here, and being resilient in something to do with lack, being resilient in holding on almost to, in holding on almost to whatever is in his reality that isn't fulfilling, but he's holding on to it because he most likely doesn't trust this feeling that he's having, or there could be a fear here of what accepting this love, what accepting this feeling fully is, means for him. The fact that it may change his reality, and in some cases that could include loss, right? Loss of material things or wealth, walking away from a family or a home or whatever the case, job, whatever the case may be. And so from the divine masculine archetype perspective, this fear of a spiritual, okay, a spiritual prayer, this fear of this power, that the strength of this divine feminine energy, he is feeling the love and trying to control it, trying to suppress it, trying to block it out. Now judgment has come in, okay? Judgment has come in from the universe, sitting in the heart space to bring in higher perspective and intuition, bring in higher perspective regarding intuition and creative energy here, forcing the acknowledgement of the shadow, okay? So that's how it would translate in each of the twins. So to the divine feminine looking at her masculine, she's probably seeing a masculine who is, in her opinion, from her perspective, trying to avoid his intuition, trying to avoid the connection, trying to suppress it, possibly denying it, trying to maintain control, holding on to his physical reality. And the divine masculine looking at the feminine here, he would see this person who seems to be really self-aware, seems to be almost, because he's feeling the power and trying to block it out, he could almost perceive her as being overwhelming if you're trying to get your masculine to see the connection, right? Trying to get him to admit. You could come across that way to him. But he is seeing the divine feminine in a different light, okay? He's seeing her as this force, as this powerful woman who has his heart. She's sitting here in his heart center and not knowing what to do, because this is his subconscious energy. So seeing her as a partner, but at the same time, a lot of confusion under the surface in regards to what he is feeling here, the divine feminine in the heart space. This resiliency here could be him trying to hold on to this unfulfilling reality
that he has. He could be like this could be a fear of the amount of love he's feeling, a fear of the awareness he is getting, because, oh my gosh, if I acknowledge this, if I accept this, this is going to change this, and this. And that struggle, I'm hearing beliefs, so there could be something, and that makes sense actually with this right here, all of these cards. There could be some kind of belief that is being held onto here that is keeping in a state of lack, that isn't the truth, that isn't the truth, okay? That is being believed or perceived, most likely due to some kind of societal programming, parental programming, religious programming. And that makes sense with prayer here as well, because this could be a fear of what this means. There could be some kind of like spiritual or religious type belief that is keeping this group of divine masculine in a state of trying to hold on to their reality here, of trying to suppress and not acknowledge the divine feminine's presence, the power of her presence, the power of this spiritual connection here. There could be some kind of religious belief, so like marriage, all that kind of thing. There could be, differences in ethnicity or religious beliefs between the two of you, or it could be anything like that. But I'm really hearing more so that this divine masculine is just afraid of the power that this divine feminine seems to have. Like, holy crap. Like, you've knocked my freaking butt off here. Like, you've knocked me on my ass. Like, the amount of love I'm feeling for you is like freaking scaring the crap out of me. And so trying to control this, because it's going to change something in the reality. It's going to change something in the physical world. So there is a fear here, and it's a shared fear. Like, this is what I mean by twins. Doesn't matter if you are viewing it, if you are a feminine or a masculine, the twins share the same energy. So the energy of the block here, although it manifests in two different ways. So this fear would manifest here for the feminine as like possibly either fear she's not going to be seen as her worth, fear that she's not going to be accepted with the Empress in reverse, or she could just simply have a fear that her own personal power isn't going to come in. She could fear her prayers aren't being answered for her spiritual gifts that she wants to come in, if they haven't come in yet, or you haven't recognized them. They probably have, you're just not recognizing them. And so some awareness coming in here to try and reveal some kind of pattern or program, some kind of energy that is keeping you in some kind of loop. And I'm hearing it's like a belief. That's what I'm hearing. It's a belief that's being held on to, that is going to affect the core of your being. So it's something that you, it's something foundational. You see what I'm saying? So it's like the foundation of your religious beliefs, or the foundation of your personal belief system, about yourself, or about your life, or about your physical reality, or about the job you do, or about yourself, right? What you corely believe at the deepest part of you about yourself. and the Empress being in reverse, there could be a self-worth or worthiness issue. And if you are afraid that your divine masculine is not going to accept you, if you are afraid your divine masculine is going to continuously push away the divine feminine energy, that is a self-worth, self-value, worthiness based fear, right? So that's what the block is showing here. And that's the way I'm perceiving the block. Let's see if we can get a little bit more information on it. See if we can narrow it down at all here. One or two, please, Spirit, for the fear. So divine masculine has see, he's fearing the connection. Divine masculine energy is fearing this is his soulmate, his true love, his one, his one and only. He's fearing the love. He's fearing the amount of love that that he is feeling here for his divine feminine. So he's trying to push it away, trying not to acknowledge it here in some way, shape, or form, okay? The divine feminine, what's showing in the divine feminine energy, fear-wise, is compromise. So this could be she's fearing he will not compromise his beliefs or compromise his reality or to join forces with her in some way, shape, or form here. So he could be fearing, she could be fearing that this, because compromise is like two people coming together, right? In agreement. So she could be fearing that he's just never going to come around and choose her in some way. Yeah, this is a belief. We have the Hierophant in reverse here. So this is some kind of core belief that is in the divine, no, this goes here, that is in the divine masculine energy within, okay? So if you are a feminine archetype, there is some kind of core belief that is being held on to that has to do with, it's religious, Hierophant in reverse. It could be religious or traditional, something that you were taught. So there's some kind of limiting belief here that the judgment, the truth, is not being seen. Tradition of love, something traditional. So like, I mean, it could be that, it could be like a view of marriage. It could be a view of marriage contract, how you view marriage contracts, like having a marriage or a marriage contract, having it on paper, doing it in a church in front of God is the be-all, end-all. There's nothing more committed than that. That is a limiting belief, okay? The belief of divorce is a sin is a limiting belief, okay? Those are man-made beliefs. Those are not universal laws. They are not cosmic laws. They are not laws put out by source or creator. They are man's perception that was written down at the time of a less primitively, consciously advanced man, okay? So her fear is this union, this compromise, this coming together, and something that isn't, something she isn't seeing. She's afraid that, yeah, she's afraid he's not going to see her. He's not going to see her worth. She's afraid of this, of him choosing her, of him compromising, compromising some kind of belief, or compromising, like accepting her in The moon is about illusions, right? Something that is not seen. She is afraid, a fear here that he is not going to open up to her, that he is not going to recognize her worth, recognize her value, right? Recognize who she is to him. That's what the divine feminine's fear is here. The archetype divine feminine would, in this situation, in this reading here, has a fear that this spiritual connection, that her prayers will not be answered, that the divine masculine is just going to continue pushing away intuition, pushing away his inner knowing, refusing to see her for who she is and accepting that, right? Compromise, coming together. The divine masculine energy has a fear that this is a soulmate he has a fear that this soulmate, this connection here, the truth of this connection is not in balance with some kind of belief. Okay? So that will come out. That's what will be showing here in the divine masculine archetype. And this is what will be conscious in the divine feminine archetype. This is what she will be showing, like the fear of it not coming together, the fear of these energies not compromising together, the joining, the union here, him accepting her. Energetically, it's a shared block. Okay? Energetically, you both have some kind of belief, here it is in the feminine energy, that you are holding on to, that you need more understanding, more intuition, something that is being held onto that affects your physical reality in some way. So there's some kind of change that if you really, really, really look deep, there's some kind of change in your reality, divine feminine, that needs to happen, that you're not allowing to happen because it's probably uncomfortable if it does. Whether that's a change in your residence or whether that's a change in your job, or whether that's a change in the way you think about something. I'm getting it's physical though. I'm getting it's something in your physical reality. So you could be afraid of taking a risk on a job, or afraid of but energetically there's some kind of, I'm hearing change. So this is like fear, this fear that recognizing this soulmate, accepting this love, feeling this love, the truth of this person is going to change something that you truly believe deep down. That is a part of your core beliefs. It's going to change that. There's like a fear of it. And it's showing here in both, because this fear that the divine feminine isn't going to be recognized, that the masculine isn't going to accept her, isn't going to see her for who she is, and that nothing will change, is a fear also of change. A fear that he won't change. A fear that the divine masculine energy won't change. Right? Energetically, it's the same fear. Right? Ten of Cups, yeah. A fear that divine masculine is not going to see her worth. Ten of Cups. Is not going to see that this is his wish fulfilled. This is his Ten of Cups. This is his highest resonating soulmate. This is his fulfillment, full life fulfillment here, partner. And there is some kind of belief that is being held onto in the masculine energy. So if you're a divine feminine archetype, you still have it. It's in your subconscious divine masculine energy within, that you aren't as consciously aware of. So whatever belief the divine masculine counterpart is showing you that they are holding on to, that is what needs healing. That belief is what needs to be let go. You do that in your energy, okay? Through your own energy. That will help you move forward in whatever it is you are struggling to manifest. And increase your self-worth and your value. This is some kind of core belief. So this could be like, for the divine feminine counterpart, it could be the belief on what creates, we have let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So it could be the belief, it could even be the belief of needing to do something on your own all the time. Not accepting help here with the Five of Pentacles. Because the Five of Pentacles is about hat in hand. It is about knowing when to ask for assistance, for guidance, for clarity, for understanding. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So taking time to really go within and try and get to the bottom of what this fear is for you. What this belief might be. Where or why are you lacking worth? Because if you feel you're masculine or afraid, if you are afraid your masculine is not going to be able to choose you, if you are afraid your masculine is not going to be able to see who you are, see the truth, admit his love, and want to make a change at some point, if you believe this is never going to happen or you're never going to be able to manifest this, it's because you believe that you're not powerful enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not seeing yourself as powerful enough to manifest it. You see what I'm trying to say? So you're protecting your heart with something that you believe, something in your physical reality is what I'm hearing. You may believe you don't have enough material wealth to be worth whatever he may lose if he chooses you. And so that belief then is about your worth and value, and would correspond with his if he has a belief to do with leaving a family or leaving a home or something like that. The angels are helping you lovingly speak your truth. And speaking your truth isn't always about expressing how you feel to your masculine. Speaking your truth is also about your inner truth to yourself. Wow. Okay, yeah, I don't believe deep down inside that I am strong enough or powerful enough or beautiful enough or thin enough or rich enough or stylish enough for him to want to give up what he has in his material world right now, or what he's created in his reality, or like to have him make a change. You see what I'm saying? So really going within and discovering the truth, speaking the truth to yourself first, right? Because if this is your situation here, there is definitely a block. And like I said, it can be perceived from the feminine archetype as a fear that he's never going to choose this spiritual connection, that your prayers will never be answered, that your wishes, what you're wishing for, what you're praying for won't be answered, that he won't see the worth of it, of you, with the Empress in reverse here, that he just will never see. that he just will always be blocking out his intuition, his inner knowing, his feminine energy, right? But this is all happening within you as well, because then it manifests out. So your divine is blocking the integration of the feminine. And deep down inside, somewhere, there's a self-worth issue. That is the problem. If you are the divine masculine archetype, whatever it is you're trying to manifest in your life, there's some kind of personal belief that is preventing you from being able to, that is creating inner conflict in you, that is not aligned with the guidance you are getting, that is not aligned with the truth here, judgment. So that's what I'm getting, guys. That's what's come through. Let me know how that resonates for you. So spiritual guidance is retreat, right? Retreat, go inside, really try and figure out, be honest with yourself, throat chakra here. Ask for assistance if you need assistance. So that's, you know, see an energy healer if you need to. Talk to spiritual friends. Try and get their help and advice on, you know, like, how did you deal with this feeling, or like whatever the case may be. How did you eliminate this belief? But divine masculine, feeling the love, definitely feeling the love. Divine feminine's right there in his heart, trying to help him discern. Judgment coming in, that's the truth, right? Judgment coming in the heart space. Becoming more aware of the feminine energy, becoming more aware of his intuition and his personal guidance here. So this month, this is going to be like upping a perspective, upping an intuitive knowing. And it's going to be different for everybody, right? Because how that manifests out in somebody's life, how quick they are to accept it, accept the truth here, is going to be situational, right? You know, afraid to let go of something and make some kind of change. That's what's coming through here. And so there's this fear between the two energies. So anyways, that's what came through, guys. I don't think I'm going to take it any further than that. It's a long reading. If you get a personal reading done by me, I do go very, very deeply into the blocks. I pick them apart, left, right, and center. Anybody who knows me knows that. Is sometimes I'll finish a reading, I'll walk away from it, and it'll plague me. Something about it will plague me. And over the next, 24, 48 hours, sometimes something will just will come through. Spirit will bring something through to me, and then I'll have to message or or email, oh, hey, this came through, this makes sense, blah, blah, blah. That's something I do as well, because I can't rest if Spirit comes through and says, clarity on something, or a wider understanding, or whatever the case may be. But anyway, so the information is below if anybody's interested. Healing information is down there too. I know lots of people I can refer you to if I can't. And sending you guys lots of love and light. Good one. Thanks. Bye.